Dear audience, today I am going to discuss about plant nutrition 1. The course code is CBT531. The course of plant nutrition 1 is designed to boost up the graduate students on crop nutrition with the following objectives: uptake and absorption mechanism of both essential and beneficial plant nutrient elements from physiological and biochemical points of view. To know the distribution of plant nutrients in the plant body and assimilation pattern of plant nutrients. To understand the relationship between plant nutrients and disease and pest infestation, to elucidate the cause of deficiency and their symptoms, diagnosis of plant nutrients of both visual observation and plant and soil analysis system. What are the outcome of the course? The basic mechanism of essential and beneficial plant nutrients elements on physiological and biochemical points of view. The students will be able to understand the assimilation of essential elements by the plants. The physiological and biochemical causes of nutrient deficiency will be able to elucidate by the students. The mode of diagnosis, both visual observation and soil plant analysis system, will be enabled by the students. So those are the outcome of the course. So now come to the point of what is plant nutrition. Plant nutrition may be defined as the physiological process of uptake and utilization of elements. The elements are both mineral and non-mineral by the plants for growth and development process. Basically, it is the branch of physiology which is dealing with the uptake or absorption of nutrient elements by the plant for their growth and development process. So there is a very good relationship between the plant nutrition and other subjects. Among them are plant physiology. There is a strong relationship between plant physiology and plant nutrition. And then soil science, as the maximum nutrients are present in the soil system. And then the agronomy is the management of crop production system. And then the plant biochemistry, the biochemical process of the plant tissue and cell, which is more related to plant nutrition. And then plant anatomy, that means the gross internal structure of the plant body. And another two aspect is plant protection, that means the plant pathology and entomology, that means the infestation of diseases and pests are very much related to plant nutrition or nutrient element present in the plant body. So come to the point of plant nutrient elements, particularly essential plant nutrient elements. As we know, there are 118 elements are present in the biosphere. Among them, the plants can absorb nearly 60 elements, of which only 16 elements are essential for the plant system. So an element should be treated as essential if it satisfied the following criteria and precondition. The conditions are The plant cannot complete the life cycle without it. Life cycle means the life system starting from seed and ending in the production of seed. That means seed to seed. The plant cannot complete this whole life cycle without the deficiency or absent of any of the 16 elements. Next, the element must be involved in the metabolic process of the plant. The essential elements must be involved in the reaction process in the cellular and tissue level. And next, one element cannot be replaced by any other element. That means, for example, nitrogen cannot be replaced by phosphorus, or phosphorus cannot be replaced by sulfur, or potassium cannot be replaced by any other elements like calcium, magnesium. So each of the nutrients should be given to the plant. And finally, the elements should satisfy the wide range of the plant, not a particular plant species or a particular environmental condition. That means the satisfaction of should be universal, not for any species of plant, for example rice, wheat, maize. That should be the all vascular plants should satisfy the essentiality of the nutrient elements. যদি আমরা বাংলায় বলি যে চারটি শর্ত পরিপূর্ণ করতে হবে, তার মধ্যে একটা হলো এলিমেন্টটা এই মেটাবলিক প্রসেসে অবশ্যই অংশগ্রহণ করতে হবে। তারপর হলো কি, এটা যে কোনো একটার অনুপস্থিতিতে এটা লাইফ সাইকেল বা জীবন চক্র সম্পন্ন হবে না। একটা এলিমেন্টের পরিবর্তে বা বিকল্প হিসেবে কোনো এলিমেন্ট প্রয়োগ করা যাবে না। আর এইটা যে কোনো এলিমেন্ট সমস্ত প্ল্যান্ট স্পিসিস ক্ষেত্রেই প্রযোজ্য হবে, কোনো একটা পার্টিকুলার প্ল্যান্ট স্পিসিস বা একাধিক প্ল্যান্ট স্পিসিসের ক্ষেত্রে এইটা প্রযোজ্য হবে না। So next we are discussing about the classification of plant nutrient elements. This is very basic, and the undergraduate, even college level students and students know the classification system, particularly the classification based on the nutrient element present in the plant body, that is the quantity of element present in the plant tissue or tissue system. The classification is macronutrient and micronutrient is widely accepted and widely practiced by the student, the researcher, the academician, and the farmers. Anyway, we are classify the plant nutrients more detail. So the classification may be the following 6 types. Number 1, classification based on the quantity of nutrient required for the plant, just we have discussed. Next, classification based on the metabolic and biochemical functions in the plant. This is very much important. So which elements are involved in what type of biochemical reaction and function. Classification based on the mobility of nutrient in the soil system. Next, classification based on the mobility of nutrient within the plant system. Some of the elements are less mobile, some are highly mobile in the xylem or phloem system. Next, classification on the basis of the metabolic properties of the elements. That means metallic properties. Some of the elements are metal, some of the elements are non-metal. And the last one is classification on the basis of functions in the plant. So These are the classification system of essential plant nutrient elements. So we are discussing number 2. The classification is based on the biochemical and metabolic functions. Here the 16 elements are classified as 4 groups: group A, group B, group C and group D. Group A includes carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and sulfur. Group B include phosphorus and boron. Group C potassium, magnesium, calcium, manganese and chlorine. Group D iron, copper, zinc and molybdenum. So group A, this is the ionic form by which the plant absorbs the nutrients from the soil or atmosphere. The biochemical functions of these 4 elements. They are mainly responsible for the building of organ and organelle in plants and are assimilated by carboxylation and oxidation reduction process. They are assimilated mainly carboxylation and oxidation reduction process. They are mainly involved in the building of organ and organelle. Organ, that means root, stem, leaf, branch, etc. And organelle is the protoplasmic component. That means protoplast, plastid, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, etc. Group B, this is the uptake from. They are responsible for the transfer of energy, for example, formation of ATP. The elements esterify with alcoholic groups in the plants. Phosphate esters are involved in energy transfer reaction. They are mainly related to the energy system, that ATP, and translocation of energy from one parts of the plants to another parts, that means one organ to another organ. Group C, this is the available form. The elements do not have any specific function, mainly responsible for establishing osmotic potentials. The specific contribution to the structure and function of enzyme protein make balance with other anions in the cytosol and vacuole. Actually, they do not have any specific function like earlier two groups, so they can be involved in any enzyme system or regulatory function like this. And the last group, group D, includes iron, copper, zinc and molybdenum. They are present mainly in prosthetic groups in the enzyme or protein, contribute in electron transport through valence exchange. Their main function is binding to binding with the prosthetic group. As we know, prosthetic group is the non-protein portion of the enzyme. The next classification system is the basis of mobility of nutrients in the soil system. As we know, some of the elements are mobile in the soil system, some are highly mobile, some are less mobile, some are immobile. So they can be classified as 3 groups. Group A, mobile elements. The nutrients of this group are highly soluble, not absorbed on clay complex, and are highly mobile in the soil system. For example, nitrate, sulfate, borate, chlorine and manganese. They are highly mobile, they are highly soluble, so they can easily pass one portion of the soil to another portion. Less mobile nutrients, they are soluble but are absorbed by clay complex, so their mobility is restricted to some extent. Leaching loss is minimum when applied in the soil as chemical fertilizer. Example of this group is ammonium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and copper. As they are cation, they can be easily absorbed or adsorbed with the clay particle, as clay particle has an ion surface which can fix this cation. Group C, immobile nutrients. These nutrients ions are highly reactive and get fixed in the soil under both acidic and alkaline conditions. Examples of this group are phosphate, monophosphate, biphosphate, and zinc. Sorry, they are dihydrogen phosphate, monohydrogen phosphate, and zinc divalent. They can be easily fixed in acidic soil or even alkaline soil. The next classification is the basis of mobility within the plant system. Some nutrient elements are able to move from one organ to another organ, that is from older leaves to younger leaves or shoot, but others are fixed to a definite organs. As we know, the plant nutrients are moving from one portion to another portion, where that means the sink to source or source to sink. So they can be classified as four groups. Group A, highly mobile in xylem and phloem system. Under this group, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and chlorine. They can easily move, and the deficiency are normally found in the older leaves or older portion of the uh, plant organ. Group B, moderately mobile through phloem system. In this group, zinc, and less mobile through phloem system. Under these groups, sulfur, iron, manganese, molybdenum, and copper. And immobile through phloem system, calcium and boron. They cannot move from one organ to another organ through phloem system. So deficiency can be observed in the younger portion of the plant where demand is very high. Beneficial nutrients. These elements are not considered as essential nutrient elements and also not able to satisfy the criteria of the essentiality, but their application increases the growth and yield of crop plants to some extent. And these are beneficial elements: sodium, silicon, aluminum, cobalt, nickel, and vanadium also included in this beneficial group. As we know that these type of elements can increase the growth and development process of certain plant, but they are not essential. They cannot fulfill the four criteria of the essentiality as we discussed earlier. আমরা দেখি যে এই বেনিফিশিয়াল এলিমেন্টস গুলো অ্যাপ্লাই করলে গাছের গ্রোথ বৃদ্ধি পায়, ফলন বাড়তে পারে, অথবা ডেভেলপমেন্ট প্রসেস ইনক্রিজ হয় অথবা ডিক্রিজ হয়। এটা কোনো কোনো ক্রপের ক্ষেত্রে দুই একটা এলিমেন্ট এসেনশিয়ালিটির পর্যায়ে পড়ে, কিন্তু সমস্ত প্ল্যান্ট স্পিসিসের ক্ষেত্রে এটা ক্রাইটেরিয়া ফুলফিল করে না। ফলে এগুলিকে আমরা এসেনশিয়াল এলিমেন্টস হিসেবে গণ্য করব না। সো তাহলে আমরা এখানে কি শিখলাম? হোয়াট উই লার্নড the what are the objectives of this course and what will be the outcome of the course, and the what is plant nutrition, and the classification of plant nutrients elements and their condition of essentiality, এবং ফাইনালি আমরা বেনিফিশিয়াল এলিমেন্ট সম্পর্কে আলোচনা করলাম। আশা করি ভিউয়ার্স এবং ছাত্রছাত্রী যারা এটা দেখেছেন তারা উপকৃত হবেন। এরপরে আমরা আলোচনা করব দি প্ল্যান্ট অর্গান which is responsible for the uptake and absorption of nutrient elements। এটা আমরা পরের টপিক আলোচনা করব। যারা আমাদের সাথে থাকবেন তারা আমাদের এই চ্যানেলকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করে রাখলে এবং বেল আইকনে ক্লিক করে রাখলে এরপরে যে ভিডিওটা আমরা তৈরি করব সেটার নোটিফিকেশন আপনারা খুব দ্রুত পেয়ে যাবেন। সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।